At the start of the season, I've tried out the buffs and concluded that ASM10's movement mobility buffs will actually make it more viable and be pretty usable choice in the current metagame. Although we do have the main meta like the XM4, M7 and Odin, which might be superior, but well, I tried it out further. And in this video I'm comparing 3 different variants of the ASM10 gunsmith. The Branson one with the barrel that gives you 2 fast shots and then regular fire rate, the Ranger barrel and the Maximum barrel. And the reason for me to try the Branson barrel is Signox, because in his video he said that this is actually the best build that you should be using for the SM10. And basically the first 2 bullets, like I said, they fire faster, and so you just get initial better damage for as long as you do not miss your first shots. And so you kind of need to be more accurate, and for this reason there is also the OVC laser here for better bullet spread accuracy and faster ADS time, so you would not need to just hard scope all the time. And I also tried to play without the OVC laser, but then when I used the granulated grip tape, the ADS time was too slow and the gun was really just not performing. So I think that for Branson barrel you should in fact use the OVC laser to get the best result. And the best result, well, you do have better mobility compared to the Odin, and if you are accurate you are getting pretty easy kills, but the keyword is if you are accurate, because against better enemies in a sweatier match or when you're just tired, it will not be a very easy thing to achieve. And so basically it kind of could even be better than the Odin because of that explosive start of the damage. But in the long run, Odin, it has good damage, high damage no matter what, and even though it is slower, but it is just more consistent. Another highly overlooked advantage of the Odin that puts it ahead of many weapons is the fact that you don't need to put a mag on it, because 25 default bullets with the slow fire rate and the high damage is enough. You don't have to go to the 30 bullets mag, which means that you have 1 extra attachment slot. Meanwhile, in the Branson ASM10, you of course need the Branson, the mag to have at least 33 bullets, or the slower one, but then I do not recommend it because it is just too slow then, and the OVC laser, again to increase the speed and bullet spread accuracy. And so in order to have this build work, you just have to put a lot of dedicated attachments, and with Odin you do not, you have more options to customize it. Having said that, the SM10 is still a powerful, unique choice because it is basically a faster Odin for as long as you land your shots correctly, and it could actually secure you a match in a difficult, tight battle. And for instance, in this match I only got 25 kills, but look at the captures, and the kills I got, most of them were relevant to take the OBG area to capture the point. So I think that if I use some other weapon I would have lesser results, and this match shows that it is actually very viable, like I said. And here in Diesel I'm using the Ranger barrel, which is the same that I used in my initial video as well. This is my gunsmith, not Signox, and well, basically you get better range and better bullet spread accuracy. Now the Branson barrel does not give you a range benefit, and to have good bullet spread accuracy you do need the OVC laser, and so this build is a bit more versatile. And those 2 extra shots, even though it is a huge advantage and can seal you the deal in some matches, but for overall versatile playstyle and when you're like more tired, I would say that you can just play with the Ranger barrel. But then the contender for the spot of usability in rank lobbies would be the XM4. And XM4 has better mobility, more bullets, so you can miss more shots or just kill more enemies with your mag without reloading. But ASM10, it has better hipfire. There is no serious disadvantage to the hipfire like the stock of the XM4 provides. And the mobility, well, it is still pretty smooth, but you do need to use the 33 bullets mag, so you have less bullets. And it is like they are both usable, but XM4 is just easier to use to operate properly. And for this reason I would say that in ranked lobbies, like if you're grinding leaderboard or whatever, XM4 is still a superior choice. But ASM10 has nice accuracy, good hipfire, pretty solid mobility, So it's like it is also usable, but you just have to put a bit more brain into it. And well, not just brain, because in a difficult lobby, even if you are a very good brainy player, you will simply do better with the XM4. And in an average lobby, both of them work. So it's like the buff makes the ASM10, the Ranger BRL variant good, but XM4 is simply just bad. So it's like if you really want to play with the ASM10, maybe you got some nice skin with a good iron sight, you can play with it. But you can just use XM4 and have better results and an easier to control weapon basically. And another pretty challenging victory, I would say, because, well, I'm kind of looking to showcase the matches where both teams were more or less proper, just to illustrate how weapons perform in proper sweaty environments. And here I do not get a lot of seconds of RPG, but I was actively going to get the spawn, fighting for the hot zones, and 30 seconds I think in a sweaty match it is still pretty good, like it shows that I was inside long enough to be impactful to achieving the victory, unlike the second person with 0 seconds, but well, maybe they were kind of anchoring spawns, I don't know. But well, if they had more seconds in the OBG, the match would have been so close. And so here is the match where I used the Marksman BRL variant, which is basically slower compared to the Ranger one, but has even more range advantage and the bullet spread accuracy is better as well. But I have to say that this one was the hardest for me to perform consistently well, because of the slowness. Like, I do have to reach the new area, I have to fight for the spawn, I need to have faster ADSing abilities, and so even when I won and MVP'd, I would get not many kills like you will see in this match. And I think that the Ranger BRL is just better, it is more versatile. But well, I've tried out Marksman because Cygnux was saying in this video that if you don't like the Branson, just use the Marksman. And I have to say that I agree absolutely about the Branson being good, but I disagree absolutely about the Marksman BRL being good. Well, if you play passive, if you camp in some corner, then you can get the better advantage of the bullet spread accuracy and the range compared to the Ranger BRL option. But I think that you need to have versatility in order to use a weapon in ranked lobbies, especially like sweaty ranked lobbies. And so for this reason I would say that Marksman is just bad, and that you should either just use the Ranger or Branson, or neither at all. And overall, so ASM10 after the buff with the better mobility, it is a viable choice, but Odin is still better, XM4 is still better, and well, for this reason I would say that maybe you could have Branson in your loadouts because it is just more unique and explosive, like it can still use some games. If you use it properly, if you're good with your aim, if you're playing on good high MS device, whatever, but otherwise just use XM4 with Odin. And that would be the conclusion about the ASM10, like it is usable, but it is not a highly meta-impacting thing to use. Oh, and I'm linking the Cygnux video in the description of this video, so you can check it out too, because I mean it is more knowledge about the Odin, and 2 of the gunsmiths that I use in this video come from Cygnux video, so I think that you should absolutely watch it. Like, I was not asked to promote or anything, but it is just like common sense that if I'm using a build that is originating from there, I should absolutely link the source and you should absolutely use it as well, to just check the origins of it. Now in this match I have almost a minute of OBG, and in terminal it is crucial to just hold the point, and I didn't get many kills, but I have the medal for captures, so I was arriving to the proper area on time. And well, this again just shows that kills don't win games, kills are just a mean to secure the main areas. And if you just camp in some corner to get a nuke, you are essentially worthless, because you're leaving the 4 teammates to fight against the 5 enemies in the main hot zones while you're just camping somewhere, and that nuke, it doesn't do anything. And it is not just an opinion, I made a video where I reviewed a few matches where a nuke happened on one side or the other, and well, it just illustrates that there is absolutely zero merit to nuke, and that only idiots nuke.